Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're diving into the world of AI-powered search today,
Oh, yeah.
specifically SearchGPT.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's this new tool from the creators of ChatGPT,
Okay.
and we've got a ton of articles and announcements and even some early feedback to sort of pick apart.
Cool.
So we want to figure out what it means, for regular internet users like ourselves.
Yeah.
So is this like a Google killer or like a super research assistant?
Hmm.
Or just another, hype cycle?
Right.
Well, let's find out.
Okay.
All right, so first off, what exactly is SearchGPT?
Well, it's basically a new way to interact with online information
Okay.
built by OpenAI.
What?
It's kind of like ChatGPT, but, specifically made for search.
Okay.
So instead of just getting, the usual list of blue links,
Right.
SearchGPT actually aims to give you, direct answers to your questions.
Oh, wow.
And with citations to the sources, too.
So it's not just searching in a new way. It's like
Yeah.
having a conversation with the web.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Really?
Yeah, that conversational aspect is key.
Yeah, okay.
Because, it allows for more nuance and context. Like traditional search engines, they rely on those keywords.
Right.
But SearchGPT can actually understand what you mean, you know?
Interesting, the intent behind your question,
Sure.
so you get more accurate and relevant results.
Okay, so let's say I'm looking for a new laptop.
Okay.
On Google, I would probably type in, best laptops for video editing 2024 or whatever.
Right.
But with SearchGPT, could I actually ask it questions back and forth?
Exactly.
What are the most important specs?
Yeah.
Or show me laptops under $1,000 with good battery life.
Yes,
That
exactly.
seems so much more intuitive.
It is, and because it understands, the flow of the conversation.
Okay.
It remembers what you've already asked, so it tailors the responses.
Oh, wow.
So then if you ask, which of those have the best screen resolution, it knows you're still talking about laptops under $1,000 for video editing.
That's pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah, but what about reliability, though?
Like with Google, we're used to those little snippets at the top.
Right?
And even though they don't always tell the whole story, it feels like Google's at least vetted the information a bit.
Yeah.
Can we trust SearchGPT to do the same?
That's a really important question.
Yeah.
And one that OpenAI is definitely thinking about.
Okay.
They're really emphasizing that SearchGPT is designed to be transparent.
Okay.
So it shows you where the information comes from.
So you can check the sources?
Exactly. And plus it's pulling from the real-time web.
Oh, wow.
So you're getting the most up-to-date info.
So no more outdated articles from 2017
Right. Hopefully
at
not.
the top of the page.
Yeah. But it's important to remember that SearchGPT is like any AI.
Okay.
It's still under development.
Right.
It's going to make mistakes sometimes.
Yeah.
It's going to encounter biased information.
Yeah.
And it's still figuring out how to rank sources.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But the potential is there, for a much more dynamic and informative search.
This all sounds pretty incredible, but let's be real, Google's a giant.
Oh, yeah.
They practically have a monopoly on search.
Right.
Can SearchGPT actually compete with that?
Well, it's a tough battle for sure.
Yeah.
But disruption, usually comes from unexpected places.
True.
I mean, Google became dominant because they offered something better than what existed before.
Right.
And SearchGPT is trying to do that same thing.
So it's not just about the cool AI.
Yeah.
It's about changing how we even think about search.
Exactly. Google built its empire on keywords and links. SearchGPT's betting on conversation and understanding.
Interesting.
So whether that's enough to, dethrone Google,
Right.
only time will tell.
Yeah,
But it's definitely worth paying attention to.
for sure, especially if you use search for pretty much everything,
Exactly.
like most of us.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of things worth paying attention to,
Hmm.
how does SearchGPT actually, find and organize all this information?
Yep.
We know Google's got that massive web crawler and those secret algorithms,
Yeah.
but what about SearchGPT?
Well, that's where things get interesting.
Okay.
It actually leverages Bing's existing index of the web
Really?
and its own indexing bot, too.
Oh, wow.
So it's not starting from scratch.
No.
But it's also not just copying Bing's results.
Wait, it uses Bing,
Yeah.
but also its own thing.
Yeah.
That seems kind of complicated.
It is, and we're still figuring out the details.
Right.
But there's evidence that SearchGPT's ranking algorithms are different from Bing's.
Interesting.
Like one article showed how a search for workflow tools gave different results on SearchGPT compared to Bing, even though they both use the same basic index.
So even though it's using what Bing already built,
Yeah.
SearchGPT is making its own understanding of the web
It seems that way.
and how to rank information.
Yeah, which means it could become a truly independent force in search.
Wow, not just a Bing spinoff.
Right. And that brings up some really interesting questions about SEO and content marketing.
Yeah, like how do we adapt if SearchGPT actually takes off?
Right, it's like the whole game changes.
Yeah, instead of, trying to trick Google's algorithm
Yeah.
with keywords and backlinks,
Mm-hmm.
we need to become like the source of truth,
Exactly.
the place SearchGPT pulls from.
Think of it this way. If someone asks SearchGPT, what are the best practices for email marketing?
Okay.
It's going to look for content that's, comprehensive and authoritative, well-supported. It wants to deliver the most accurate and helpful answer.
So instead of keyword stuffing our articles,
Right.
we need to actually become experts.
I think so. It's like content is king is finally true.
Right.
Yeah, and it's not just about creating great content.
That's
It's
right.
about building a reputation for reliability and trustworthiness.
So SearchGPT is going to prioritize sources that are cited by others,
Yeah.
that have a history of accuracy, that are seen as leaders in their niche. So it's not just what you say,
Nope.
it's who you are.
It's a big shift from the old SEO playbook.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think it's a shift that'll benefit both users and creators.
How so?
Well, users get better, more reliable info,
Okay.
and creators who are genuinely providing value get rewarded.
I like that.
Right.
Okay, but let's get practical for a minute.
Okay.
What can content creators actually do to optimize for SearchGPT?
Right.
Are there like new rules we need to learn?
It's still early, so the rules are still being written.
Okay.
But here are a few takeaways from what we've seen.
Okay, I'm all ears.
First, focus on building topical authority.
Okay.
Instead of trying to rank for every keyword,
Yeah.
become the go-to source for a specific niche.
So if I'm an expert in like sustainable fashion,
Yeah.
I should just make the best content on that.
Right.
Not try to also write about like cryptocurrency or something.
Exactly. Become the sustainable fashion whisperer.
I like it.
The more comprehensive your content,
Yeah.
the more likely SearchGPT is to see you as the expert.
That makes sense. What else?
Second, prioritize clarity and readability.
Okay.
Remember, SearchGPT is trying to give answers, not just links.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure your content is well-structured, easy to understand, gets to the point.
So no more walls of text or SEO jargon.
Hopefully not think about how you'd explain it to a friend.
Okay.
Right? In a way that's clear, concise, engaging.
So we're actually writing for humans.
Exactly.
What a concept.
Right. And that leads to the third point.
Okay.
Focus on building trust.
Okay.
Cite your sources, be transparent about your methods. Don't be afraid to acknowledge different perspectives.
So it's not about pretending to have all the answers.
No.
It's about showing your work and being honest about what you don't know.
Exactly. The more trustworthy you are, the more likely SearchGPT will see you as a reliable source.
And that's what matters in this new world of AI-powered search.
It is.
This is all really insightful stuff.
Yeah.
It seems like SearchGPT could actually make the internet better. Reward quality content. Encourage real expertise.
I think so too. But of course, it's not all perfect.
Right.
There are potential downsides and challenges to be aware of.
Like what?
Well, one concern is that this focus on direct answers
Yeah.
could lead to an information bottleneck,
What do you mean?
where only a few dominant voices get heard.
So instead of a range of perspectives,
Right.
we end up with just a few approved answers.
Exactly. And that's something OpenAI needs to be careful about.
Okay.
As they develop SearchGPT. They need to make sure it promotes diversity of thought,
Right.
different perspectives, not just the popular or easy ones.
I see. So while there's huge potential for SearchGPT to improve how we find information,
Yeah,
there are also risks we need to watch out for.
absolutely. And that brings us to one of the biggest challenges.
Okay.
Those hallucinations we talked about.
Oh, right.
AI can sometimes make up information and present it confidently.
Yeah, that's scary. How do we know what to believe if the machine can lie?
That's the big question, and there's no easy answer.
Right.
But I think the key is to be critical, question assumptions, and never stop learning.
It seems like that's the theme of this whole deep dive.
Yeah,
Learning, adapting, staying ahead of the curve.
that's what we do.
Yeah. So,
But before we get too carried away with ourselves,
right.
we need to address one more thing about SearchGPT.
Okay.
Its impact on society as a whole.
Oh, yeah. It's not just about websites and search results.
Yeah.
It's about how this tech could change how we think and learn and interact with the world.
Exactly. And that's what we'll explore in the final part of our SearchGPT deep dive.
All right, so we talked about how SearchGPT works.
Yeah.
Its potential to, like, shake things up.
Yeah.
And you know what it means for content creators? But let's zoom out even more.
Okay.
And think about the bigger picture,
Yeah.
How could this change society as a whole?
That's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
And a little unpredictable, to be honest. I mean, we're talking about tech that could totally change how we access information.
It's like we're on the verge of a new information age almost, where the gatekeepers are algorithms, not humans.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And it brings up some important questions like who controls these algorithms?
Right.
What biases do they have? How do we make sure everyone has access to information?
Equitably and democratically.
Exactly.
So it's not just about SearchGPT being good or bad.
Okay.
It's about understanding, the bigger societal forces at play.
It is. We've seen with social media how platforms, with all their promise of connection can be used to spread misinformation.
Right. Create echo chambers.
Yeah. Even influence elections.
That's true. We have to be really careful with these AI tools.
Yeah. To avoid those same problems.
Especially with something like SearchGPT, which is supposed to be like the ultimate source of truth.
Right.
What if people start seeing it as infallible?
Yeah, that's dangerous.
The final word on everything.
Absolutely. That's why we have to remember.
Yeah.
SearchGPT is a tool like any other technology.
Okay.
It can be used for good or bad. It's up to us as a society to decide how to use it.
So what can we do?
Well,
We can't just opt out of the AI revolution?
we can, but we can be informed.
Okay.
We can demand transparency from the companies building these tools. We can push for regulations,
Yeah.
to make sure they're developed ethically.
Right.
And most importantly, we can teach ourselves
Okay.
and future generations to think critically.
So it's about taking responsibility,
Yeah.
not just for how we use AI, but for how it's used by governments, corporations, everyone.
Exactly. It's not just a tech issue.
Right.
It's a human issue. It's
Yeah.
going to take collaboration and dialogue,
For sure.
a commitment to shared values.
I think that's a great point to wrap up on.
Yeah.
SearchGPT shows us how AI is changing the world, but it's just the beginning.
Right. We're entering uncharted territory.
Yeah.
The decisions we make now will have huge consequences.
It's both exciting and scary, isn't it?
It is. The possibilities are endless,
Yeah.
but so are the potential problems.
That's what makes this show so interesting. I think we tackle these tough topics. We really think about what they mean.
And we don't pretend to have all the answers.
Exactly. That's part of the journey.
It is exploring these ideas together.
Yeah.
Trying to understand this crazy world.
Well said.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for more resources,
Yeah.
to help you navigate digital marketing, be sure to check out lbdlibrary.com.
Okay.
They've got tons of articles, interviews, insights from leading marketers
Great.
to keep you ahead of the curve.
Cool.
Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep diving deep